Hello, my name is Christoph Voss. I'm very pleased to be here today with Henry Aguda from Globe Telecom. Globe is one of the biggest telecom providers in the Philippines, and we're going to chat a bit on how their journey was going to Drive for Work and Google Apps for Business. But firstly, I want to have Henry to introduce himself and tell us a bit more about Globe Telecom.
Well, I'm Henry Aguda. I'm the CIO of Globe Telecoms. Globe Telecoms, as Christoph mentioned, is one of the biggest telco in the Philippines. We're actually the leader in postpaid and mobile data services. Aside from that, we have the distinction of being the transformative telco in the Philippines. And as our discussion will be with Christoph, we'll show you some of the neat transformative stuff that we've done.
Okay, great, thank you. So, could you tell us a bit more about the journey that brought you to Google? Like, what the challenges were, the opportunities, and what was actually keeping you awake at night that brought you towards doing something new in your organization?
Okay, well, yeah, Christoph, I joined Globe 3 years back. And 3 years back, Globe was in this transformation journey from people to technology to the way we work. And the mandate to me by Ernest, our CEO, was to transform the way we work inside Globe, representative of a young, vibrant workforce. And we started off by changing the way we sent emails, the way we collaborate in changing documents. And the journey to Google was a very exciting one because we had this idea of work as you play. And we noticed that a lot of our young workforce have been using Google before we even introduced the idea of Google. So the adoption was very, very easy and quite seamless because they're already used to the Google apps and the Google solutions. So we went into this aggressive journey of transforming our email platform from the legacy one to Google. And the benefits were instantaneous, from commercial to even the hip factor. So our employees are quite happy that they can claim that they're working in one of the first work areas in the Philippines where they can use their own devices at home and bring it over and seamlessly integrate their Google Mail, their Google Hangout, their Google Apps. Another thing also is a surge in collaboration. So Drive to Work, normally I have to have a complicated security construct to be able to get my company email. Here, I just switch on from my personal to my professional email or my personal to my professional social network, and I'm already meeting with people while I go to work.
Yeah.
I can edit documents on the fly, and I can edit it while my team is editing it also on the fly. Questions about security are...
Yeah, that's something that we get all the time, right? I mean, we might as well just put it out there because that's the main thing, going to the cloud. Like, what about security?
Yeah. Well, Christoph, one of the biggest question before, and you've been involved in that rationalization, was security. Surprisingly, we found out, at least per our assessment, it's more secure because of several reasons. One, the security features of Google are tuned towards the new Web 2.0. It was born on the cloud, security is on the cloud. Second, there's audit trailing. So this is the first time where I can see who's using what and how much they're using. In fact, one of the things that I'm fairly surprised with would be the operations dashboard that I get. And I get the operations dashboard. I don't have to request it anymore. I just have to go through a site and see how it's being utilized. So security to us, while it matters very much and Globe takes it very, very seriously, is not impaired by going into Google.
Okay, well, that's great. So if you would look back at the journey that you guys took, like, what would be like the biggest game changer in the whole organization that you see with Google's? Like, is it mobility? Is it
Well, mobility is one. By nature, it's mobile first. That's why we love it. Second, commercial. It's very few. There are very few instances where our CFO would come to me and pat me on the back by spending on an IT solution that saves him money. So that's Google's one of them. Third is basically the innovation approach, because Google leads the way in a lot of innovation, from technology to aerospace to medical. And our people is by osmosis getting a vibe of that innovation feel. In fact, after we went through Google, we went into a lot of innovation orientation and execution. And I think part of it is attributed to the fact that the tools we're using lend itself well to innovation.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a stepping stone.
Yes.
That's great to hear that.
Yes.
So if you see like cultural change, because that's what you actually mentioned, right? Like you see the small steps, but also big steps in innovation. What's the biggest cultural change that you see, like on speed, agility? Any big changes there?
Well, the big change there is I see a lot of people. Well, we're a mobile service provider, so now we work like how we sell our products. People don't need to be tethered to an office cord. I see a lot of people doing a lot of their work in the common areas, the pantries, the coffee shops, and be on their phone collaborating with 6 or 7 other people. Google Hangout is very, very good because now it shortens the distance between us and our regional offices. In fact, some of our town halls, we do Google Hangouts already.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes, Cebu, Davao, and it cuts down on a lot of the travel, but more importantly, it breaks down barriers between geographical locations. So that's what I've seen very, very advantageous to using a platform that's really born on mobility and on the cloud.
Wow, that's good. So, what was your personal aha moment? Like when you went through the journey, or that when you discovered something in the Google Apps and Drive for Work? What was your personal moment that you said like, wow?
Well, there are two aha moments. One, when we did the benchmark, we had several of our employees group themselves together and put together their own collaborative portal or website. And we notice in the legacy system, it takes around 6 weeks at least to several months if it ever gets up and running. With the Google platform, well, you guys were kind enough to award the top 3 winners. They were able to develop their own collaboration sites in 2 days.
Yeah,
in fact, and the next aha moments were those who developed their collaboration sites. The top 2 were not even from an IT organization. They were one from marketing and one from finance. So the aha moment there was you don't have to create a collaboration platform and invest in a lot of training. You have to get a collaboration platform that is intuitive.
Yeah.
And the Google suite of solutions is very intuitive. The next aha moment, this is me also being sensitive to finances. We saved a lot of money by going there. We saved on licenses, on the hardware. We thought we will be killed on connectivity, but not. It's the same. It's the same connectivity cost that we've had before.
Okay.
But take the licenses and the hardware that we've saved. It's a substantial savings.
So you guys went for Drive for Work as well, right? So I mean, you now have unlimited storage.
Oh yes.
So how does that impact your business?
Well, I'll tell you what. The day I announced the unlimited storage, we had a major collaboration launch. You were there, you saw.
It was great.
And you saw the reaction of the people when we told them, we will increase your storage from this to 30 gigs. And that was it. They were happy. But then before ending the session, we said, oh, by the way, there's a new change. We won't change it to 30 gig. We'll make it unlimited. And people were silent for about a second. They couldn't grasp the notion of unlimited storage on their own personal collaboration platform. So that has encouraged a lot of our employees to start doing their research, putting their collaborative files online, making sure that if it's on the Google Drive, people would have access to it. They're now learning how to create permissions. They're now learning how to audit who edits what. So it's another aha moment, actually. Yeah.
So if we see that, like, what are the future developments or the future things that you want to do with the Google platform, and what are the things that you want to like bring you next steps?
Well, you know, the next initiative was Chrome, right?
Yeah.
So we're particularly excited that I think more and more Chrome and Android will, have a more seamless collaboration together. And from workforce automation to paperless initiatives to a lot of other stuff that we feel we can automate. We're going to use it as our own, not just a collaboration platform, but maybe in the future, our enterprise applications. We can build on top of it. So we don't know what's going to happen in the next few months or years, but we know we're going to build more on top of the system that we bought from Google.
Well, it's great to hear that actually the system of Google is really like magnifying or multiplying the opportunities within the company on innovation, etc. And that's great to hear. Any questions that I didn't ask you that you want to share?
Well, one of the things that I may want to share with you is that we basically use what we sell. And now the concept is we sell what we use. And I think you know this one. Not only are our employees excited about Google, we're seeing a lot of excitement from the corporate clients and the small and medium enterprises that we service. So I guess one of the future tracks would be you'll be seeing us more and more pushing Google to our customer base as well.
Okay, well, that's great to hear. Well, thank you so much, Henry, for spending this time with us, and talking to you was amazing to hear what Globe is doing. And I really hope that in the future we can actually, as a Google, help you out with all these initiatives and these great challenges that you guys are going to take.
Well, Christoph, thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity to share. And I do believe, and I'm encouraged by the fact that developments out there with respect to Google are the exciting ones. And I think we made the right bet by going with you guys.
Yeah. I think our solutions will be definitely one of the paths towards success for you guys, and we keep on supporting you. To the audience, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.